Did you hear the one about robot zombie George Carlin, February 23rd, 2024? It's not nearly as funny as the late great king of cuss words, by far, but it's still kind of funny. Not funny, haha. Funny that we think jokes from a robot zombie would be worth sullying the memory of our favorite dead guys. Funny in the way margarine tastes like butter, but is in no way, shape, or form as good for you as butter. And yes, I know you can't believe that. Faith will always have its problem with this kind of sour milk. If you're still searching for the punchline here, a YouTube channel has produced an hour-long comedy special video of an AI George Carlin doing jokes using various AI tools to give us a bizarre and crude version of the comedy great doing stand-up. And in so showed us what being a spiritual medium looks like in the cyberpunk era. Thankfully, Dudesy, the YouTube channel that has performed this act of sacrilege, has taken the video down and is being sued for what they did. What's being done here is the technological equivalency of a person saying that they can let you talk to your late dead uncle who taught you all the dirty words back in the day. Just plug in the crystal ball machine and the voice and visage of Uncle George show up to tell us jokes and make us laugh. But if we're being honest, it's nervous laughter because are we really going to stop with comedians we want to say things? Where's the line here? There's one between us and the macabre reanimation of comedy and the technological tyranny that could easily take its place. How much material did Hitler write after all? Or for that matter, any president that you may or may not like? Or perhaps we'll stop making the dead speak to us via AI. We'll try to get prophets to speak again. Oh wait, we have a Bible verse for that. Now Samuel was dead, and all of Israel had lamented him, and buried him in Ramah, even his own city. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and wizards out of the land, and the Philistines gathered themselves together, and came and pitched in Shuem. And Saul gathered all of Israel together, and they pitched in Gilboa. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart grew greatly trembled. And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. So then Saul said unto his servants, Seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, that I may go to her, and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, Behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself, and put on other raiment, and he went there. And 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divine unto me the familiar spirit, and bring him up to me. Whom shall I name unto thee? And the woman said unto him, Behold, thou knowest what Saul has done, and know how hast he cut off those that have familiar spirits, and the wizards out of the land? Wherefore thou layest a snare for my life, to cause me to die. And Saul sware unto her, By the Lord, saying, As the Lord liveth, there shall be no punishment happen to thee for this thing. And then the woman, said the woman, Whom shall I bring up to thee? And he said, Bring up Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, What hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw the gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, What form is he of? And she said unto him, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. And he stooped with his face to the ground, and bowed himself. And Samuel said unto Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God has departed from me, and answered me no more, neither by the prophets, nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou must make us knoweth unto me what I shall do. And then said Samuel, Wherefore then dost thou ask me, seeing the Lord is departed from thee, and is become thine enemy? 1 Samuel 28, 3:16, King James Version. One of the problems technology presents us with is the illusion that we are not just pagans like the kind of people needing redemption in the Old Testament, since we're part of the unwritten parts of the New Testament, our Acts 29, if you will. We think that in our heart of hearts that we won't do the kinds of things that pagans did. But the truth is, we build our heresies and idols one brick at a time, the same way Babel did, and so do YouTube accounts that grave rob the greats of stand-up comedy. There is a subtle but subversive paganism hidden in the code of modern tech, one that disguises idols as features and hides its sorcery like bugs. which is only a problem if our leaders don't notice, or worse, think they are above the commandments and prohibitions to not act in pagan ways. There shall be not found among you anyone who maketh his son or his daughters pass through the fire, or uses divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter of familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination to the Lord. Because of these abominations the Lord God doth drive them out before thee. Deuteronomy 18, 10-12, King James Version. Keeping with the butter metaphor from the opening paragraphs, what kind of toast are we cooking? We keep saying it's a hearty whole grain brown bread filled with all the nutritious ingredients that we once witnessed from the Gutenberg press. But as the edges burn and the bread dries out under history's heat, we're left with a crumbly, gluten-free option that we're told is good for us because heaven knows we can't pronounce the ingredients. Maybe we should just read them backwards. And just like that concoction of chemicals and compounds would be mistaken for alchemy and potions in the days of yore, we need to know what sorcery and mediums and necromancy looks like in the days of YouTube. Solomon was wise to say that there is nothing new under the sun. Perhaps we need to start thinking, reacting, and rejecting things in an older frame of mind.